Hello everyone and welcome to your daily reading. So we are going to do each group of the star signs again, and we are going to do right at the end the question today. So the question today is about somebody that has been dealing with a kind of a narcissist, basically, that has tried to gossip, has tried to attack, and now we're kind of seeing like how that this has kind of messed up for them and caused them issues. So we're going to get started with the first group. Hello everyone. Hello there Mirith. Hello there Georgie Sanchez. And as always, I'm going to do some free cards of the day at the end for anybody that's about. So keep an eye on the chat at the end, just after the fire signs, as I'll be doing a shout out then. I'm also doing paid questions as well for £5 or $5. So we have got Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn to start with. Earth signs, what do you need to kind of know today? So, I actually want to get out a couple of these gemstones to begin with. So, I almost feel like that you're dealing with somebody right now. Like, what I'm getting drawn to both these crystals is you're having somebody that's almost like mimicking you. They're kind of like you, but not quite. They're kind of acting like you, but they're not quite. And it's almost like they're trying to get under your shell. They're trying to act like you. I do feel like it's because that they aren't really sure how to kind of make friends, win friends, and influence them themselves. Like, they don't know how to do that themselves, so instead they're kind of resorting to trying to come towards you and trying to copy you. So see, that's why they're doing it. I feel like that it will be annoying you a bit, upsetting you a bit, of going, oh, why is this person trying to be like me? Why is this person trying to behave like this? They are very shallow and very deceptive though. And with the reverse of the Seven of Cups here, they don't really value themselves or their own feelings or what they enjoy. With the Hierophant card, I do feel like for many of you, this is in the workplace. If it's not literally the workplace, it's they're trying to copy what you are doing because you seem abundant, because you seem like you have abundance in your life. Be careful about what they tell you, because I do feel like this person is going to be very deceptive. They are going to try and get involved with you. They're going to try and get involved with what you're doing, but they're trying to be very sly about it. They're not trying to admit their true intentions. They don't have much emotional actual connection to you, or anybody for that matter. But I would say don't take too much action against them, because I feel like some of you will be wanting to kind of call them out on this and say, hey, well, you're acting like this. And I feel like if you try to talk to them about that, they'll admit that they are struggling, but they won't admit that they're copying. They won't admit they're trying to be bad. It's almost like they'll try and make it into a, oh, feel sorry for me kind of moment. And I do feel like the more you kind of push up against that, the more it'll kind of make you look a little bit bad in their eyes, or you look a little bit bad in general. So be careful and cautious about that. I do feel like with the Two of Wands here in reverse, they aren't really going to be in your life much longer, like next month or so. And this is because they're going to realise it's not paying off. When they realise that it's not paying off, that copying you isn't paying off, you know, they're going to move on to basically somebody else. I don't feel like they're going to learn a lesson from this. I feel like this has been a repeated cycle in their life and repeated cycle for them in general. Although I don't feel like you'll be able to cut off complete communication for most of you, there won't be an issue anymore, there won't be a problem, because they will be interacting with you less and less, and you won't really see them about, so you'll be able to have this time and have this space away from them, rather than being around them all the time. So there is going to be this moment of being able to go, you know what, I'm getting this clarity, I'm getting this time to relax, and I'm able to kind of cut free from it. I do feel like with the Seven of Pentacles here, I do feel like that there is going to be slight, like either money losses or slight downturn for you over the next couple of days, up to a week or so. But your hard work will pay off eventually. This feels like a little bit of a slump, career-wise, financial-wise. And I do feel like here with the reverse of the Six of Swords, there's almost this element here of you kind of learning to kind of find happiness again, learning to value yourself again. Just want to get a couple of decks for you. I'll have this one as well. Go within. Take the first step you have asked for. Lost but never alone. So I do feel like here you need to go within. So within, so without. So like basically so within, so without. It's basically another kind of idea of like our thoughts, how we feel inside, match our vibration, and then matches what we can manifest and our physical lives. And once you kind of get that kind of how you're feeling to match what you want to achieve, that's when you're going to achieve it. That's when you're going to move forward. So go within. Really kind of focus on, okay, I'm going to ignore this person that's causing me stress, causing me strain. They're not going to be a problem for much longer. I'm going to be able to cleanse them out of my life. How do I feel like I'm doing well? How do I feel like I'm prospering? How do I feel like my career is going well? That kind of thing. Because once you get that mindset on yourself, once you get that mindset that, you know, I am moving forward, I am pushing forward, but yeah, I feel like it is going to take a while, unfortunately. With the first step is taken, you have what you have asked for. You have what you have asked for, but you need to choose to take the first step involved in it, because I feel like for many of you, you need to take this first step so you can continue on, so you can carry on. I do feel like there's an element here, though, that you're having to kind of deal with the fact that it's all well and good asking for something. It's all well and good, for example, asking for a new job, but you need to kind of take a step back and realise that you can't always kind of leap forward into that. You need to kind of go towards a whole new start, a whole new beginning. With the Lost and Never Alone, I do feel like you feel a little bit lost right now, but this is almost like lost as in forgotten yourself. As I said before about changing your mindset, going within, it does feel like you've kind of lost yourself in this moment because you are so almost like, I just want to say corrupted by this other person, but confused, drained, thrown off your mark, thrown off your kilter, that kind of thing. Because you are in that kind of mindset right now, it is going to be quite hard to kind of progress forward and push forward. So I would be careful about this, and I would be cautious about this. Sometimes we can go through these stages when we forget who we are. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's some friends, whether it's a job. You know, we have all these things in our lives that kind of make us fall off our bandwagon. They make us kind of go into a new direction, and we kind of forget who we are. And I do feel like that's what you're having to do here. You're having to see this from a new perspective. We've got the Mystic Meadows Sanctuary. And we've got the Meandering Pathways Flow. And we've got the Pegasus Transcending. So, I do feel like you're having to get back into the flow again. So you're needing to kind of have this time in your own sanctuary, almost like in hermit mode, kind of shifting away from others, so that you can learn how to get back into the flow again. So then you can kind of transcend with your career, with your finances, and I feel like just in general, your life purpose. This is heavily about your life purpose, your career, that kind of thing, of how do I progress forward? How do I continue on? And how do I make sure that I'm trying to reach new heights, or I'm able to reach new heights? Because I do feel like that is a little bit of a difficulty here for you. Squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. I do feel like there is nervousness here. The nervousness of going, I'm a little bit shy here. I'm kind of wanting to hold back. I'm wanting to hide away. I feel like this is mostly coming from exhaustion. You're like not usually like this, but because you've been dealing with a lot of stress, you're kind of almost exhausted here. And we've got the wolf spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. So you're having to turn this knowledge of going, okay, I know this person is draining me, so how do I deal with this? And the wisdom is going to come from how you learn to deal with this and how you progress forward without getting kind of thrown off kilter again. And the rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time. Now is a lucky time. So with the now is a lucky time, I do feel like this is a really lucky time for you. And I do feel like in general, this is going to be a time when you can actually start to see and start to progress forward. One thing I would say though, with the now is a lucky time, I don't feel like you realise it's a lucky time. I feel like it's a kind of a meandering time for you right now. I don't want to say it's unlucky time. You feel like it's unlucky because you know it's not. It's more like you're meandering along. And you need to start kind of feeling like it's a lucky time so that you can start manifesting the wins. You can start manifesting the progression forward. As we said before, as within, so without. So our minds create our reality. Our inner soul, our inner being creates our reality. Can be very hard to kick yourself out of that, basically. And with Dove Spirit here, be at peace. So I do feel like you need to be at peace here and realise that you need this kind of time to kind of relax and slowly slide into the new beginning, the new start for yourself. So that's your main reading here. I'm going to just make a little bit of room and we're going to go into your love reading as well. Yeah, J-Moon, I do accept super chats, but I am going to do all the readings at the end. I'm really sorry, Meredith. I'm going to do all the personal readings at the end, because otherwise it will interrupt my flow of things. I can actually pop everything back. But yeah, I want to keep the personal readings to the end, but please listen to your signs because those might actually bring in the kind of messages you need to know anyway. So please listen to your signs because that might help you out. But yeah, I do accept super chats, but I'm going to do all the personal ones at the end. So what do you need to know about your love life though? With the Four of Cups here, I do feel like that many of you that are in a relationship or a romantic connection, there is this mentality here that I am undervalued. And I feel like this person that you're dealing with, that you're either in a romantic connection with, or you have been in a romantic connection with, or a situationship with, or just attraction to, but they're just almost like using the friendship, using this connection because they know you're attracted. It's keeping you stagnant. Oh, thank you for that, J-Moon. With a reverse of the Ace of Pentacles here, I do feel like there is an element here of you are not on the right path with this person right now. You need to pull back your energy a little bit from them. And the reason why I say this is, although I do feel like for many of you, you can repair this, as in you can make it work. Some of you, it won't be able to be made to work, but many of you that can make it work, this is going to be a way for you to kind of make them realize and put up the healthy boundaries for yourself, so that they don't keep kind of almost like abusing your favor and taking advantage of your favor to them. Because I don't feel like they're really communicating with you properly right now. And with the Five of Pentacles here, this is really leading you to a certain point where you are putting all the hard work in, and yes, it is going to go forward, and yes, it is going to repair things by pulling away, but you've been putting all this hard work in and they haven't been trying. As soon as they start trying, things will go well, but they need a bit of a wake-up call to help them to start trying. So we got the King of Swords here. I do feel like they're being quite arrogant and quite full of themselves though. One thing I would say though with the Nine of Swords here, there will be some communication back and forth of them rushing forward after they felt you push away, after they felt you pull away. It may not happen straight away, but I feel like within like a week or so, they will start to kind of actually communicate more. It's like the first couple of days, they'll kind of think, oh, you're just busy. And then they'll kind of realise, you know, the distance. They'll realise that you're not there. And they'll realise that they need to step up. So, I hope that helps you out, Earth signs. We're going to move on now to the next lot, which is the air signs. This is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So, air signs. But thank you for that, Jade Moon. I think it came through. I did see the alert pop up, so, but I'll be doing that at the end. So, air signs. So with the Three of Wands here, I do feel like you're waiting for action. And I do feel like you're waiting for somebody to take action though. This is almost like you're waiting for somebody to take action, to come towards you, to kind of feel inspired enough to take action. With the Page of Swords here though, I feel like the deception is that they didn't want to have to put the effort in. You're learning though to be happy on your own. You're learning here to be happy on your own. I feel like for many of you this is a romantic person, but for some of you this is like some of you work with. You've been waiting for them to take action, to move things forward. And I do feel like here there is an element of they're kind of keeping back secrets from you. They will end up taking action though once they realise that they can't get what they want by just waiting, and through that you will get justice. And I feel like they'll be coming back to the table going, you know what, how can I make this right? How can I repair this? I feel like more than anything, this is really in the upcoming weeks, this is really going to help you to kind of get to a state where you're getting fair balance between the two of you. Because I don't feel like there is the balance yet. I feel like it is very much one-sided. I feel like for many of you, this is like a work situation where you've been working overtime, you've been working hard, and they just really haven't cared about what you want to achieve in your career. It's just been take, take, take. With the Ant Spirit here though, it's time to collaborate. It's time for them to actually start collaborating with you. Sorry about that, the cat's playing games. It's time for you to start collaborating with them. With With the vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. You may be feeling a little bit like you've wasted a bunch of time waiting on them, but nothing is wasted. You have learned a lot of important lessons from this, but I feel like also going back over it, there'll be a lot of things to salvage from this. So your hard work will be paying off. And we've got Squirrel Spirit again. Got a lot of believe in yourself. We've got Squirrel Spirit again. You need to believe that your mind, your thoughts can create an amazing career for you, an amazing reality for you. But I almost feel like because of their lack of action, it's made you feel like what you were doing was not good enough or not able to be good enough. But if you actually stay in the here and the now, you'll actually realise what you have actually been working at is really amazing. You have really achieved a lot, but you're kind of looking at it as second guessing it. And it's because you do have a kind spirit. You expect that other people will speak to you with kindness, or other people will see you with kindness, and other people will be focused on what you can get done. And I do feel like here you're having to kind of get a little bit more thicker skinned to allow you to kind of get to a certain point that you can push forward with this and you can progress on. So I'm going to move these out of the way a second, because I want to get some of your love cards though. I'm going to have a look at your love reading. What do you need to know about your love life though? You're definitely making a judgment call to be strong in yourself. Some of you that are single right now, it's like you're choosing to be single. You're like choosing to be single. And I feel like this is after sadness. But actually you're choosing to be single in a way of going, you know what? I'm getting balance. I'm getting peace in my life. I said this to somebody before. They don't have to compete with somebody else. They have to compete with the peace and tranquility that you find by yourself. And I do feel like you're finding that, air signs. You're finding this peace. You're finding this tranquility. And you're finding this groundedness. There is going to be excellent movement forward for you in love though. And I feel like this is after your new beginning with your career and finances. Because it's through that financial wealth, it's through that progress with your career, you're going to actually start interacting with more people that are more on your level energetically. They're more successful, that are more energetically prosperous. And I do feel like that's going to actually come ahead here and be really brilliant for you. I do feel like though here with the reverse of the King of Swords, you are underestimating yourself a little bit. And with the reverse of the Star card here, there is this element here of you have pulled back your energy for so long, it's now looking a little bit nonchalant, which is kind of making other people drawn towards you. But the communication will start to flood in. I feel like over the next few weeks or month. But this financial deal is going to be really what kicks it off. So, I hope that helps you out, air signs. I'm going to move on to the next one now, which is the water signs. So, water signs. Water signs, that's Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. What do you need to know today? So, water signs, what do you need to know today? We've got the Queen of Swords here. There's a certain level of arrogance about you today. Like being very sassy, particularly in the area of your finances and your financial well-being, I want to say. And this is all about you getting balance back in your life. There's been too many people that have been taking advantage of you financially. Too many people taking the mick. Too many people kind of expecting from you. And you haven't really kind of gotten it back in return. So you're being a little bit sassy at the moment. You're choosing to kind of go, you know what, this isn't fair. I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on my needs and my essentials. And I feel like actually you're getting some good connections out of this. I feel like because you're putting those healthy boundaries in, people are offering you stuff more. So people are like, oh, I can't just come to them with nothing. I need to kind of come with a fair deal. And I feel like today you're kind of realizing that. You're getting to a certain point where you're being sassy and you're realizing that actually it's not a bad thing to put those boundaries in place. That you get more things. But I don't feel like it's going to happen instantly. I do feel like it's going to take a little bit of time. To progress. With the reverse of the Seven of Wands here though, I do feel like there is an issue here with a little bit of an issue here with communication, problematic communication. With the reverse of the strength, the strength card, with the reverse of the strength card here, your confidence is still a bit waning. And I feel like it's confidence more in what is possible for you to achieve in life, if that makes sense. So it's almost like you're putting this kind of barrier above your head and saying, well, I can only get this much, I can only get this much. And that just really isn't true. You're putting like a false ceiling on you, and that's kind of limiting the amount you can get. This is almost like saying, well, I can only really earn like $2,000 a month or something, or whatever it is, $5,000 a month or whatever it is. I can only earn that much per month. And by saying that, you're making it into reality. By saying that, like, it's impossible for me to do this, it's putting a limitation of what you could achieve. Because although you're having those healthy boundaries, although you kind of like being a bit sassy and asking for more, you've put this invisible ceiling on you and going, it's impossible to earn $1,000 in a week or something. You know, you're saying it's impossible, and you make it into reality. So try to step back on those thoughts and those words, because you can actually create a lot more prosperity quicker for yourself. But because you've put this false ceiling in, you haven't been trying to adventure past that. You haven't tried to thrive past that. We've got the Lovers card here though. I do feel like with the Lovers card, there is this element here of you starting to get to a certain point where you realise, actually, you know what? I need to come towards them. I need to kind of come towards in this connection, in this love life. But with the reverse of the Seven of Swords here, I don't feel like many of you have found that right person yet. And it is a little bit element here that you have all this love bubbling up without somebody to commit to or somebody to give it to. I do feel like though with the Four of Wands, there is this element here of lack of communication. And with the Seven of Cups, I do feel like there is this element here of your worth is not being recognised right now. And that's more to do with the fact that you're not communicating it to the fullest. You don't need to take much action yet. And I say yet because I feel like this is more to do with the full ceiling. Once you remove that full ceiling from the rest of your life, from your career life, then you'll start to actually interact with other people which are more at your level. It's almost like you've put a pause on yourself because of this false ceiling, because of limiting beliefs. And I feel like for many of you, that's why you haven't got a serious relationship yet, or you haven't got to the point in the relationship where you can really feel like you are stable and you're in a connection. You know, you're in a connection that will last. There is going to be some up and downs for you emotionally over the next couple of weeks, a month. And this is to make you shift. This is making you challenge yourself. Sometimes our highest emotions come in to rock the boat, to make us shift course, to make us change, to make us question ourselves. Doesn't mean it's negative. It just is forcing us to shift, forcing us to change. We've got the bee spirit, prosperity. And we've got the wolf spirit, family. And we've got starry night, acceptance. I do feel like you are getting a lot of prosperity for your family, and I feel like that's what's kind of driving you for this prosperity, for this wealth in your life. And I feel like more than anything, this is going to help you to accept and to enjoy where you're moving forward from. But I don't feel like you're there yet. But there is a lot of love around you. With the wild rose fairy and the standing stone passage, I feel like you haven't found the passage yet to get to it. Do you know, say like, yes, you know there's love there for family, but you haven't found the passageway yet to get to the romantic love that you deserve. And with the water spirit here, manifesting dreams, you are manifesting your dreams here. I want to just point out here, there's two otters here. With the otter spirit here, otters do something very cute. They hold hands right at the, when they're going to sleep, so they don't lose each other. When you do find this person, you're going to be like otters. You're holding each other's hands through things so you don't lose each other. So I do feel like this will be like a really strong connection, like a lifelong connection. So I'm going to move these out of the way now, and we're going to go on to the fire signs. So we're going to go on to fire signs now, which is Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. Then right at the end, we're going to do the question that's in the video title. And we're going to do some questions. So we're going to do Jane Moon. We've got Jane Moon for a question at the end. I'm sorry, it's I'm keeping them to the end to keep on track. So fire spirit, fire. What do you need to know today, fire? What do the fire signs need to know? So we have got the we have got the Six of Swords. You're coming out of a difficult time for yourself right now, and you've had to pull back your energy. It's time to actually start to release your energy outwards more. It feels like you've had to avoid doing things. You had to give up on doing things that you want to do or you enjoy to do, because I feel like for many of you, it's partly you just do not have the time to do them, but also it's difficult to communicate with people to find the way to go forward from here. And with the reverse of the King of Pentacles here, you feel like you've missed out a lot. And I feel like for many of you fire signs, you've either been working really hard or you've been dealing with a lot of other stuff, which has prevented you from kind of enjoying yourself. I do feel like today you are starting to get that element of enjoyment more. You're starting to get a chance to enjoy yourself more and have fun. But with the reverse of the Emperor card here, there's in this like lack of value. You haven't been valuing the time to enjoy yourself, to time to just have some fun. You haven't seen it as worthy. It's almost like, well, I'm not working, so it's not worth anything. It's not good. I shouldn't be just playing about. But that's how we kind of recharge. That's how we get more energy to be able to work better later on. There is somebody that's younger to you or more immature than you that is coming in to make you enjoy yourself, make you have some fun. And I don't feel like they've fully got some movement forward themselves yet, but they're trying to drag you along. Like they've been struggling with this as well, struggling to enjoy themselves. And they're trying to drag you along to kind of enjoy yourself as well. But there still is a lot on your plate, so do make sure you make some time for this enjoyment, this time to kind of have a break, because that's really going to help you out. But it's just almost like you're telling yourself, I'm too busy to. Got the bee prosperity again as well. Uncertainty, thicket of thorns. And Wizard of Woods, focus. So you are seeking prosperity still at the moment. There is a lot of uncertainty around it, but I do feel like it is coming in for you, particularly towards the spring or the summer. And with the Wizard of the Woods, you need to have more focus. I feel like one of the things that's holding you back right now is there's not anything you're truly focused on. Like, you're not going, this is what I do, this is what I do. There's always this lack of focus, and that's keeping you from being able to progress forward, and it's keeping you from being able to continue on. So you need some more focus here. You need to focus inwards, whether it's choosing just to work on one thing, to become the best at this one thing. But you are lacking focus here that's leading to uncertainty. It's meaning you're never really progressing because your kind of energy is too split. We have got, it's time to move forward. There is so much more to you than you think. All is well. So as much as you have all this uncertainty, all is well in your life, all is well, it is moving forward. But it's time for you to move on from this chapter in your life. You feel like you're stuck, you feel like you're bound, but it actually is time to move forward. And there is so much more prosperity you could achieve and so much more you could do, but you're not realizing it yet. You just kind of limited yourself down, that you not realize how much you could achieve. But actually, it all will actually play out well in the end for you. But you need to kind of embrace that and realize that, you can prosper through it. So we're going to go on now to your love section. So what do you need to know about your love life, though? I'm going to move these out of the way. What do you need to know about your love life, though? There's a lot of deception around you with love. And I feel like you're starting to see that. I feel like you've been dealing with a lot of people in romances who've been deceptive. They've told you one thing and their actions have not met their words. And you're freeing yourself from that. You're kind of like, I'm not going to get involved in that again. And you are going to get justice from them, at least one of them. And I feel like this is them coming back around to apologise, to say that their behaviour was bad and they shouldn't have acted like that. They aren't taking action yet, at least not over the next week or so. And it's because their life has to kind of go a bit to shit first. It has to go a bit badly first, so that they can realise what they've missed out on with you, and realise that they caused you harm and they've missed out on a good thing. Like, you don't know what you've got until it's gone. The King of Cups here, though, I do feel like there is a lot of emotions for you. They do care about you. It's just they're a bit too toxic to be in a relationship. But I feel like you will make the judgment call not to take them back or anything like that. And it's because of the behaviour and because you've outgrown it now. So I hope that helps you out, fire signs. So we're going to go on to the question now. And right at the end, we're going to go and do some cards of the day. So I'm going to do some shout outs now. And then after I've done this next reading, we'll do some cards of the day. So J Moon ordered a reading. So J Moon, if you want to post up your question, I'll do it at the end after this one. And anyone else who wants a reading, anybody else in chat who wants a reading, just shout me in chat. So we're going to go on to the question while waiting for people to post up. So the last question here was, so you've been attacked by a narcissist and they've been exposed for the BS, basically. So what do you need to know about this, though? can you tell me about this situation? With the Seven of Swords here, I do feel like this person really wasn't focusing on what they would lose out on. Like, they were focusing on the here and now. They were focusing on what they wanted to achieve. And I feel like they were too emotional about this. Like, they had these kind of emotional ups and downs. Like, they'd go from one extreme to another. From happy to sad to angry to, you know, excited, you know, or just all emotionally all over the place. They were keeping secrets, but because they were so emotional, because they were so emotionally all over the place, they couldn't keep track of their secrets. They were trying to work on starting to understand their emotions a bit more, but they kind of chose to just reflex reaction and lash out emotionally on things. So they didn't really think through what their actions would do. They just know, this is how I feel right now, so I'm going to react to it. Very reactionary with their actions. I do feel like there was an element here of anger. They didn't want you to prosper because you're on the right path. This is like jealousy though. Because they weren't getting action, they weren't getting movement forward in their life, they didn't want you to have it either. So this is where the kind of bitterness came in. They saw you as very strong and very affluent, and they wanted to take that away from you. They wanted it for themselves. They thought if they could gossip about you, it would make you miss out on things. So it would make people either rescind their offers or just generally not want to be around you. But other people they were talking to were too focused on their own new beginning, and that made them nervous. Like, they were expecting some sort of reaction to them straight away, so that it feels like they told them one lie, one piece of gossip, one gossipy lie, and because they didn't react to it because they were busy with something else, they were like, well, what do I do now? So they decided to tell them more and more lies about you, like more extreme lies basically. And it was through that communication, through the more and more extreme lies. Like, they told them one thing, because they didn't react to it, they told them a more absurd thing on top of that. They realised that it couldn't have happened. Like, it was impossible. Like, it didn't add up. And it's because the fact that they put lie after lie after lie, like a big, like, pan of lies, they realised that actually this person was making this stuff up. This person was actually not the kind of person they should be around. So I do feel like this caused a lot of issues and it caused a lot of problems with influence here. I do feel like though with the reverse of the Temperance card, they kind of rushed to action when they should have taken slowly. So what's going to happen with them though? They're going to focus on a new start, a new beginning, but their emotions are still going to be heavily influencing this. So they're going to choose to try and cut free from this and go, I've messed everything up. People don't believe me now. So what do I do next? And they're going to choose to kind of try and do 180 and do something completely different. Choose to cut off from people, but other people are going to actually come back and call them out on this. I feel like because of their actions that they've taken against you, it's going to cause issues in their new project and what they're trying to do now, on the new venture and the direction they're trying to take. They can't just leave this behind. It's going to cause like lack of strength, instability when they try and get a new connection, when they try and move forward with their life. So this is almost like say for example, if you had a really bad time at your previous job where you've been really bad at the job and you're coming late or whatever, it can sometimes impact your next job because people don't hire you because you got a bad reference. That's kind of what this is. Because they behaved badly before, other people don't want to get involved with them this time because other people have already said like, this person can't be trusted, this person's a bad person, that kind of thing. So it has caused some issues here and it will cause some issues going forward.